Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to tune our weapons and weapon attachments here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Guys, do me a favor, make sure you're smacking the ever-living shit out of that like button, and of course, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be tuning the STB556, and this variant that I have created is the AUG Sniper. I have a video on this if you want to see how well this performs, and we're also doing a Road to Polyatomic episode later tonight on the AUG Assault Rifle, also known as the STB556. So we have plenty of content around this gun. If you're interested, let's hop in. So, number one thing you have to know is you cannot tune weapon attachments until you are max level. You can see up in the top left, I am level 21 of 21 with the STB556. For example, if we come into our pistols, none of these pistols are tunable except for the revolver. Why? Because this is max level at 29 of 29. If I wanted to tune the X12, I couldn't. But if I want to tune the Magnum, I can. So, number one thing, you have to be max level to unlock weapon tuning. Next, certain attachments are not tunable. For example, single tap mod here on the AUG, you cannot tune. Magazines in general, it seems like you cannot tune. 42 round mag, not tunable. So, keep that in mind, some attachments are not tunable. Next, to tune an attachment, you can see there's a small line of text that says tune. We're currently on an attachment. What we're going to do is take our left stick, and if you're on PC, you can just click it. Take our left stick, and we're going to go up, and then, of course, we are going to select that option. Now, there's a lot of information here, and it's a lot to break down. I'm going to do my best. On the right is the attachment that you're tuning with your pros and cons. There is a weight and a length. Some of these might be different variables. They might be slightly different, but just know usually anything that has a weight associated to it is going to allow you to in some way make the ADS faster because you can take weight away. And we'll talk about that here in just a moment. The highlighted stat bars at the bottom of the screen on the right are the stats that are currently affected by this attachment. So when you move these sliders left and right, up and down, you're going to see these stat bars move in real time. It's something to pay close attention to. So we're going to talk about the far left stat bar first. Recoil stabilization, and aim down sight speed. This is going to be our weight. So if we remove weight by pressing down on our left stick, not pressing it, but pushing our stick down, we are going to see an ADS increase with a 0.80 ounce weight reduction. And you can see that stat is affected on the weight portion on the right under the pros column. So if we would go up in weight, the weight will move, and you will have more recoil stabilization at a penalty of even more aim down sight speed. As you can see, the weight is now reflecting that, and the stat bar moved. So now I'm going to move that left bar the whole way down. I want you to watch the stat columns on the right, the stat bars that are highlighted. Watch the accuracy one specifically. The accuracy and recoil control both decreased slightly by tuning the weapon. So as you move up and down, you can see in real time the stat changes that are being made. Now, if you can't get your weapon tuning right back to 0 by hitting the stick, you can actually just hit the remove tuning, which on the Xbox controller is X, and I believe will be square on a PlayStation controller, and it will reset everything back to normal. If you're on mouse and keyboard, you can just move these columns up and down, and you can see those stats a little bit quicker and what you would like to do with them. It's pretty easy to get these stat bars in the tuning to move the way you want. So next, we are going to take a look at the bottom. We have aiming idle stability, and we have aim walking speed. I think most of us are probably going to go with the aim walking speed. So you're going to decrease the length, but if you wanted to increase it, then once again, your accuracy bar will increase. And if you tune for the maximum amount of accuracy, which would be the most amount of handling penalties, you can see that here. And once again, if you'd like to remove your tunes, you can see the center, in the center of the screen, you have what honestly reminds me of like one of those Pokemon stat IVs, like from back in the day, if you guys were playing on the, early Nintendo DS and shit. That's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of like those stat bars for Pokemon. And, it makes sense to me. It's not going to make sense to everybody, but basically this is showing you that this attachment is really heavy on accuracy, and then when you want to take some of that away, you can get some extra performance in other departments. And to be honest, it makes it a more well-rounded attachment if you go with all handling here. As you can see, it's a pretty even circle with more favorable accuracy. But if we do go for the aiming, idle stability, and the recoil stabilization, you're going to heavily favor your accuracy over maybe your mobility and your handling. So that is weapon tuning, that attachment. I'm going to show you a couple more options just so you can understand the system a little bit better. We're going to tune our muzzle, our barrel, and our scope. So stick with me here. Now we have a muzzle. We are going to tune the Harbinger D20 suppressor. And you can see this one's a bit more interesting. We have recoil smoothness, aim down sight speed, aiming, idle stability, and bullet velocity. This one is pretty much a no-brainer. For aiming, idle stability, and bullet velocity, I think all of us are going to be maxing out our bullet velocity. Just makes sense to me. And then when it comes to our left tab, I think this is one that you could tune a little bit more in detail to your liking. So if you wanted aim down sight speed, sure, go for it. But I'm going to be honest, if we're making a sniper class, we're going to go with the recoil smoothness, because ADS speed does not matter on a sniper, unless, of course, you're quickscoping with it. So when it comes to this tune, this is the exact tune that I would run on that suppressor, and it's going to be a similar tune on the barrel. So we have the Bruin barrel here. We have damage range versus ADS speed. That's a no-brainer. We want that damage range. The next one is going to be aim walking speed and recoil steadiness. No-brainer. Recoil steadiness all day long. And when you start to tune these attachments, you can really start to play to your play style and not have those cons so negatively affect you in the department you don't want them to affect you in. Now, this weapon, tuning it the way we've tuned it, is going to be absolutely horrendous on ADS speed. But like I said, it's meant to be a sniper. It's meant to be hard scoped. It's meant to be ADS for a long period of time. So the last and final attachment we're going to tune is our scope, and this one's a bit more interesting, mainly because I don't fully understand it. I'm not exactly sure how eye position here really affects you when it comes to tuning this scope. And it's actually something I'd like to test live when it comes to close and far eye positions. Does it look different in your weapon FOV? What's really going on here? Because you can see it doesn't really give us a stat. It just says close and far, and when you look on the pros and cons, you really don't get any extra information on what this is doing for us. And if you look at the stat bars, it's not doing anything either. So this is one I actually wanted to test live and see what's going on with this. But we have flinch resistance and aim down sight speed on the left. So of course I'm going flinch resistance. Once again, it's a sniper. I don't need the maximum. So let's check out this eye positioning thing. We can go right to our firing range from here. So we have a close eye position first. Okay, that's the close eye position. Now let's do a far eye position. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really see a difference. Do you guys see a difference? Let me aim right at his head. And then maybe we could do like a side-by-side. I don't know, man. If there is a difference, I'll put it in the video, and hopefully, you know, we can see it a little bit better. But for eye position, I genuinely don't know what's going on with that one, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it, because there are still going to be variables here that we don't fully understand with this system, as it is a brand new system being introduced into Call of Duty that we have never had before. But for the most part, I understand it enough to make a video about it, and hopefully I did break it down well enough for you to grasp the entire concept of weapon tuning, understand how to unlock it, and of course understand how to tune your weapon for your certain build. Now, just want to be very clear that most of us are going to be going all ADS speed, but this is a sniper build, so of course we didn't build it that way and tune it that way. So if you have a regular M4 assault rifle with iron sights, go all ADS speed, baby, fuck it, run around the map, have a good time. Guys, make sure you leave a like, and of course make sure you subscribe to the channel, sponsored equipment description below. It's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm out.